Hello and welcome to this video where we will focus on the characters section of the Genestealer cult army list. As far as composition, the Genestealer cult army follows a pretty standard format. I personally like to reduce characters down to 25% of the army, but this is up to you. Now into the list proper. The Patriarch comes in at around 95 points. I have kept the stats the same as the original entry, but made some changes to try and boost his effectiveness. I decided to give him access to a single biomorph, chosen from Codex Tyranids, though you may wish to increase it to 2. This is due to a lack of wargear options, and I thought it would be flavorful. He also gains the Lightning Reflexes rule, which gives him a 5+ invulnerable save, and enables him to parry with his Rending Claws. Any text in red is for any rules I am more unsure of including. You could give him the ability to infiltrate along with a brood of Genestealers, but I haven't included that just yet. He also confers a close combat buff to nearby friendly cult models, and has the option of taking 2 familiars. The familiars I have given a simple stat line and given them the ability to be used like force weapons, holding up to a single force card. I thought this was simple and fun. The rest of the Patriarch's rules have remained unchanged. As for the Magus, I never quite understood the stat line, so have made them more in line with other Psychers with 3 wounds. This gives them a little more survivability. Other than that, I have given the option for them to be taken as either a level 2, 3 or 4 Psyker, so they can be taken in smaller games. The first new character is the Primus. As a mighty hero he has a suitable stat line, based off the neophyte profile. At 65 points, he will have plenty of wargear options, and adds an additional 2 to the army's strategy rating, or if taken as the army commander, has a strategy rating of 3. His meticulous planning rule gives you the option to redraw any strategy cards and/or a bonus on any sort of cult ambush table you may wish to use. Finally, all friendly cult models within 12 inches are blessed with the Hatred Special rule. As a reminder, the Hatred rule allows units who hate their adversaries to take any break test with a leadership of 10. Models fighting in hand-to-hand combat with hated enemies may re-roll any attack dice once when they first attack, and must always use their follow-up move to get closer to or engage the enemy. Next we have the Abominant. As an entirely close combat-orientated character, the Abominant is a beast, but can never be the army commander. Instead, if you wish to use him in smaller games, any brood leader may be the army commander. Like the Patriarch, I have given him access to take a single biomorph from Codex Tyranids. His special rules add to his durability, with the Mindworm familiar reducing the range or having a chance to nullify any psychic template attack. Bestial Vigor reduces the damage of multiple wound weapons by 1 for any that cause D3 damage, or by half the poly dice after. So, a D6 damage weapon would become D3. For D10s I suggest rolling a D6 and reducing the result by 1 to a minimum of 1. The Abominant also suffers no initiative penalty for wielding close combat weapons, though this may not come into effect depending on how you play your own games. The Regenerative Flesh rule allows the Abominant to restore lost wounds in any rally phase, on a D6 roll of 3+, with a roll of a 6 restoring D3 wounds. You could replace this with the Regenerate biomorph from Codex Tyranids, or else reduce the score needed to a 4+, perhaps with a roll of 1 instead, causing a wound. I wanted to keep the rule pretty simple and effective, but it may well be broken as written. As an additional note, I am considering a rule like Bestial Vigor for larger models such as the Avatar, Greater Demons, etc. With a whole host of large models added to the game and their tendency to die quickly in 2nd edition, they may well need a boost, although the army lists I make will reduce heavy weapon spam. But this is a topic for later. The Acolyte Icon Ward is a simple addition, and is essentially a normal standard bearer-type model, with access to the Metamorph Wargear section. Their banner does the usual re-roll leadership buff, and enables models within 12 inches to re-roll fumbles. I am also thinking of making unique banners as wargear cards for each of the major named cults. At 42 points base and with a fairly decent combat profile, they may well be perfect for games of 400 points. Lastly, we have the Jackal Alphas at 85 points. They may only be taken in an army that includes at least 1 brood of Atalan Jackals, and have a strategy rating of 2. As to their rules, I have given them the Expert Rider and Jink rules of the Raven Wing, and they're still able to shoot their sniper rifle at normal or combat speed. Should they remain stationary, they may target any model in line of sight and ignore the usual restrictions, while adding 6 inches to their range. This is essentially a baby version of the Vindicare Assassin's targeting rule, and they are at an additional -1 to hit. As to the sniper rifle itself, it has a strength of 5 and causes D3 wounds with a -3 saving throw modifier. There is the option to force the Jackal Alphas to move once it has taken a priority shot, limiting them to 2 per game, though I have not included that here. As for cult bikes themselves, they behave like the standard bike seen in 2nd edition, but may move through difficult or very difficult terrain, provided they roll on the first part of the skid table, shown here. I feel the Atalans should be good at navigating terrain, while the bikes themselves have 1 point less armor point than a standard bike. That concludes the characters section of the Genestealer cult army list. What do you think? Please let your thoughts be known in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more 40k 2nd edition content. Until next time, where we will be looking at the brutes section of the army list. Bye for now.